There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left. That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
Kill a child.
Kill a child instead of voting. You know, if you're gonna vote
with
if you're
your
gonna
gun.
you're gonna walk out of your house to go vote for president, just turn around and kill a child. There's a lot of kids, and your vote doesn't count.
All right, we're ready to go.
Good. All right, welcome to the last podcast on the left with Marcus Parks. I'm Ben Kissel. With us as always,
Cincinnati, Henry Zabrowski. Where's my weird sweet chili? Have you ever had Cincinnati chili?
you know, there's no noodle. Is that the one with the noodles or without
Yeah, you
the
can
noodles?
put it on fucking spaghetti if you want. It's dumb. It's bad chili.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of chili is it? Is it beef broth though, for the most part?
it's noodles. There's just noodles involved. It's
got-
not
I
good.
like
the
got
noodle
cinnamon in
chili.
it.
I like Cincinnati chili. I'm going to come out and say it right now. I
Well, the same
enjoy
way you like the subject that you chose to talk about today, pedophilia.
All right. First of all, I did not choose the subject. Henry called me. I'm eating a sandwich. And what do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about?
No,
I'm like, all right, you blubbering fucking mass.
Murderfist was waiting at the bar to go to Philly. We were getting good and liquored up before getting in the van.
Right,
You
naturally.
were sitting at the bar, drunk. You didn't have anywhere to go, which is good. You had a nice, relaxing day.
It was great.
And you come up to me, and the first thing you're like, this week, got to talk about pedophilia, man. It's all over the place, man. And you were just like getting into it with me and that stranger at the bar.
He wasn't a stranger after the pedophile conversation. I'll tell you that much.
was true.
That's a
But,
close
I mean,
personal friend.
The one thing I will say is it definitely brings up lots of sides. Everyone has a side.
Everyone has an opinion, and occasionally you meet
Are
somebody.
Wait. So you're saying there's a lot of different sides to pedophilia?
I think that, pedophilia is creepy, right?
It is- well,
it
this is
fits
the-
the
extremely
last
creepy.
podcast of the left. Yeah.
Let's
modern
frame
day
it-
boogeymen.
It's
Yes.
a horror of the world. They're real boogeymen.
Yes, the real boogeymen exist, and there has been an uptick of pedophilia in the news this past week, which is good bar fodder. Eating some chips, eating some chicken wings, you talk about pedophiles.
But
Everybody knows it.
You know, they say the human brain, whenever it looks at any sort of series of random images, wants to make, it looks to see a human face. I think that when you look at the news, you want to see an uptick in pedophilia stories.
It's good for business. I mean, it's sad, but obviously this is all predicated on Jerry Sandusky, and now there's another Syracuse scandal.
Oh, yeah.
Evidently, where another fellow was having sex with a whole series of different young boys.
He was having sex with the ball boys. And here's an
naturally.
interesting thing that came out today.
It's like having sex with a French maid. You know what I mean? To pedophiles, what's the sexiest thing you can think of? Ball boy and a professional baseball team?
Great thing about the newest accuser on this Syracuse ball boy thing is that this guy's now 23. He's allowed to prosecute because it's within the 10-year statute of limitations. But the thing about the guy is that he is currently being investigated for having sex with a 14-year-old boy. He's 20. He's 22.
Apparently,
I like
the
it.
tree
Yeah,
molests the apples that fall off its branches.
That's a good saying.
Yeah, he said that he got molested in a hotel room after the coach said, "Look, hey, you want to come over and watch a basketball game
In my hotel room? Yeah.
Naturally.
Wonder what's sequence B of that? You know, it's like, and then I went over to his hotel room, we watched some basketball, and I left, and it was awesome. We were close friends for the rest of our lives.
I learned how to
It's
post
never
up.
that.
Never that. Do you think girls in France dress up as like British maids and they just wear sweatpants on Halloween? just mess up their teeth, get all gunked up.
Yeah, they
gunked up
dress
and
as
weird.
American maids with big oversized T-shirts with kittens on them and just like weird, unsexy shoes.
And
just
everywhere
go, no, you can't. You want what? Oh, you want clean shit? You get out. You get out of here. You get out. You stay. You know.
What accents are these?
Stay.
To the best of my understanding, Filipino.
It is definitely to the best of your understanding.
To be maid is its own accent because it's just hello. Oh, sorry. I come in. You got. Oh, you pooped on sheet. You pooped on sheets. Me no like clean poop on sheet.
I have mint in pocket. I have mint in my pocket. You want to reach in my pocket? You want to reach in? $5.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, I love you.
Oh my God! When did Schwarzenegger get into the hotel room?
He loves maids.
Oh, I see.
The only man to ever masturbate to the movie Made in Manhattan.
Yes.
Just because it has the word made in the title of it.
I will say,
I can't do impressions. Fuck. I'll never get on fucking Saturday Night Live.
in the world of Schwarzenegger cheating on his wife and John Edwards cheating on his cancer-stricken lady, those guys are coming out like dreamboats compared to these pedophiles.
They look like fucking New York fire department men. Firemen.
attractive.
Firemen.
Firefighters.
Absolutely.
Firefighters.
America's superheroes.
Yes. Back to the Syracuse situation. Unlike the Sandusky, apparently the man. Do you know the name of the fella for Syracuse?
I do not know his name. I can find it very.
Give it a find. Apparently his wife knew about it the entire time.
Whoa.
And she evidently also molested this boy. He called her and he recorded the conversation. They haven't released the tape yet.
You want him? You want him?
Oh,
or do I get him?
The man's name is Bernie Fine.
Oh, Bernie Fine. He's a fantastic
Bernie the
young fellow.
molester Fine.
Hey, I like him.
Good nickname.
He's nice.
That was my hockey nickname.
Yeah.
Bernie Fine.
But apparently...
Now coming to the ice, Henry Bernie Fine Zabrowski.
I think that's just a whole nother name for his nickname. It seems weird.
It's a fun nickname. It's a thorough nickname.
Yeah,
It's
it really
a whole
is.
nother name.
Yeah.
But the thing is, so this the guy turns 18. This is apparently 4 years after the molestation. He calls the guy's wife and tells her all about what was going on. And she literally says, apparently, "Oh yeah, you got to stay away from him. He really likes you. He really likes you. You got to stay away from him. Just like don't talk to him." And I don't know if that was the boy that she molested, but she had been in situations where she was, taking part in the twiddle.
Isn't it great whenever two people, two kindred souls, find each other in this world?
Yeah, I wonder if they were 90% compatible on OkCupid.
That's the thing.
They're like the Bonnie and Clyde of pedophiles.
We just watched Natural Born Killers. They're sort of Mallory and Mickey as well.
So cool.
I love it.
Let me suck his teddy penis.
What do you think what is more terrifying, though? A man looking like Sandusky or this Syracuse dude, or a woman molesting a young boy? There's something about you think
man.
But there's something about a woman. Like when a man does it, you're like, yeah, males are pedophiles. That's what they do. They're disgusting spunk bunnies. But like when a woman does it, you're like, Mom. It's like what? She's gonna be a 70-year-old woman at one point. And then you're gonna look at her and be like, oh, she fucked a 13-year-old boy.
Yeah, and if it's a 7-year-old woman, the only thing you can hope for is she gets pushed out on the street and gets raped by 3 men that want to do something to old ladies like she'd like to do to little kids.
Yeah, or like that old lady who got mouth raped on the Upper East Side a couple months ago.
Like her, but someone who deserves it.
Yeah,
we don't know her backstory.
She was a sweet old lady. Yeah, she did not deserve to be treated that way.
We can't be spreading lies. We don't know her backstory.
It's true. Yeah. They were like, they called her very grumpy. So, mouth raper.
Grumpiest woman on the block.
You got to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I just think that the whole thing is just straight up bad.
It is straight up bad. That's true.
There's really just there's no side quests.
I mean,
let's think about the great pedophiles of cinema.
Freddy Krueger is number one.
Walt Disney.
Walt Disney. That's of our brains, though, and our minds and our souls.
The only way all the pieces fit.
Right.
Boy, who wants to take their pants down?
Oh, yeah. Bring them to Disney.
I want to go to Disney, Mom. I want to go to Disney. I mean,
Was Freddy a pedophile?
Yeah,
or was
Freddy
he
was
just
a pedophile.
killer?
And so if we burn down Sandusky's house, we've been talking about it, we could make a real-life Freddy Krueger.
We could just make him. If we could just burn down the safe house that he's in right now, he'll haunt everyone's dreams.
I'm sure it's a hotel room where the maid's knocking on the door, being like, what do you got in there?
Come in here, is this Jerry Sandusky? You molest
Not
me?
now, damn it!
Come down to the boiler room. Come down to the boiler room. You got something. Because she's an agent and it's a trap. Because you can't create a dream killer without burning him in the boiler room.
What kind of crime? What crime is it? What could you possibly call the crime of us? This is a hypothetical.
Okay.
Getting together, finding the safe house that Jerry Sandusky is in, leading him down to the boiler room, and setting him on fire.
Right.
Murder
in order
one.
to create a Freddy Krueger type character
that will
just so that we
haunt.
can then beat him in our dreams.
Murder one. Still.
No, I mean, but then again,
beginning to end, murder one.
maybe not. I do think if you were going to kill anybody on Earth right now, you could kill Casey Anthony, and probably get away with it.
Oh, yeah.
You could also, if you murder Sandusky, I have a feeling cops will kick off some fingerprints, cover up your tracks for you a little bit. Just be like, I don't know where he was. I don't know where he went.
You could murder him in a heartbeat, and he wouldn't stop you. Those cops want to murder him. The cops who are guarding him are like standing outside the house, like I imagine they're giving him a pretty hard time.
Yeah, I would hope that they're giving him a hard time, but
they're being super professional, really cold with them, and then like every once in a while, you fucking hit him real hard with the baton. You like every single time you can get a chance to sort of just like hit him real hard.
I'd like to think they just go around just tripping him. All the time. Like setting fun little like Home Alone booby traps,
or he'd be like, hey, could you guys could maybe you guys get me like a Diet Pepsi? And then the cop opens up. He's like, "Oh, you want a Diet Pepsi?" And then it's like, and like slowly spits into the Diet Pepsi. He's like, "Here's your Diet Pepsi, fucking child fucker."
Either that, or he just brings him a regular Pepsi.
Yeah, which is even meaner because we didn't gain weight.
We didn't have. And who wants to be fat?
Not Dusky.
What a fucking life sentence it is to be fat.
Absolutely.
In this country, it's a fucking witch hunt. It's a witch hunt for fat people. They're trying to chase us out in the street. Look what they did. Jonah Hill lost that weight because Barack Obama wrote him a letter. Told him if he didn't lose the weight, they were going to fucking black bag his ass, take him down to Guantanamo, and they were going to play heavy metal until he couldn't sleep anymore.
What, man? That's not a diet. You can't lose weight listening to Metallica.
That's what I'm saying. It's a witch hunt against fat people. It's fat people, man. But I say, man, let's take fucking the sore on eye off of goddamn fat people and start putting on some pedophiles.
I agree. I mean, Sandusky does look a lot like Freddy, though. He's got those jagged teeth. We've talked about it before.
He's not. No, he's a fucking. What his hands must smell like.
Do you think it's? What if you get molested as a child by someone who is sort of like a John Hamm type, like a more attractive young man? I mean, pedophiles just tend to be such hideous monsters.
Yeah.
But just the nature of the pedophile.
You mean just somebody fun and cool?
Do you think it's better?
Yeah.
I mean, this is a disgusting idea.
No.
Well, there has to be degrees. There's degrees in everything.
We can't do this, though. You can't say there's degrees.
No, you can't. You can't.
Because it's like one thing, right? Is it...
Oh, I thought that we were in America.
You're right. But this is my question. Is this... Here's a question. Is this pedophilia? You meet a young boy you really like. He's like 10.
You're getting there.
You take him out to dinner, right? You don't even buy him booze, though. You have a nice dinner together. You go see a movie together. And then you drop him off at his house. And you technically had this sort of like semi-romantic first date.
Well,
but you don't touch him.
Well, then it's not pedophilia.
No, not pedophilia.
That's just like being a good father.
Yeah. It's not just being but let's say the parents don't know you and you took the kid without them knowing.
That's kidnapping. Yeah. Which is different than pedophilia.
Yeah, that's kidnapping. I don't think you understand the law very well.
Well, I will say, though, I bet you...
all these questions that you're asking, pretty elementary stuff.
Because sometimes I'm just wondering if you just had a good heart, maybe it's fine.
Well, that's the Michael Jackson defense. That's his entire thing. He just wanted to show those kids a great time. I will say this:
he didn't fuck those
butt fucked in. He may not have. I don't know. Getting butt fucked in a shower by Jerry Sandusky, or getting treated with llamas, whole series of Jesus juice, fantastic cakes and pies, and then getting raped by the king of pop. Much better on the degree, like 3 being Sandusky, 1 being Michael. I mean, that's pretty goddamn fine.
But at the same time, all right. Well, they're both creepy. All right. Jerry Sandusky, of course, raping a child in the shower is, top 5 creepy things to do.
Right.
But you could also say
top 5. I mean, it's kind of the top 1.
Is it the one?
I mean, what else is in the 5?
And the guy who chained up all those retard girls and had a bunch of babies with them in his basement.
That would be Fritzl.
Fritzl's also pretty raping his daughter, and that's also
that's enough.
But that's pedophilia.
That's given a run for its money.
That's given. What's his name? Casey Anthony.
I could definitely see that. Hey, what's up, Victor? We're talking about pedophiles.
Yeah.
But I'm pedophile time.
Fritzl compared to Sandusky, I think is worse because it's his own children, and he kept them chained up in the basement, and he forced this woman to be like a Russian doll. He just kept them putting other babies inside of her.
Well,
he killed a whole series in front of her as well.
Again, you're just gonna say it gives a child, but what I was saying, the frame is like, but Michael Jackson had a teddy bear room, right?
Yes.
Like, let's say he didn't have sex with the children. I don't believe he had sex with the children. I don't think he touched children. I just think that
he just cuddled with the kids.
He was a 40-year-old man who slept with children in his bed. So that's one thing that I was like, I don't think he did anything wrong with him, right? But he also had a weird antechamber in his bedroom that led to an all-plush teddy bear room that he'd go and play with the kids in. I mean, it's just like, it's everything that's a part of Dr. Moreau's evil island of pedophilia, but without the actual kid fucking. So it's hard to say. It's all the ingredients of the world's primo, the Hitler of child molesters, but it's just him having a good time.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, maybe Michael had the similar thing that Andy Kaufman had when he would wrestle all those hot gals. He would just get extremely aroused by the rubbing.
Did you just say hot gals?
Yeah, the girls that fucking... Yeah, man. Didn't you ever watch that video? Kaufman wrestling? The
intergender.
What's that?
They were hamheads.
Hamheads? What are you talking about, man?
They got big fucking ham bodies and big ham heads.
And you don't equate that to beauty.
Kissel's he has a different idea of beauty than me and you.
I like the women. I like women that have never been touched. You know?
That's true.
It's really fantastic. But I'm saying...
It's like the first cut of a is this a lot for you? This is a lot.
Victor, what do you...
No, it's not a lot for me. I thought you were taping the other show, and so I was stopped.
Oh, Roundtable?
Yeah, I didn't know.
That'll
be in the other room in like an hour.
Okay, that's what...
And then you're going to go to that one?
I don't know. It depends when it starts taping.
Good. Victor Veronado, what do you think? Fritzl, the fellow...
You switched to saying my name wrong again.
Oh, yeah. I just always do that. What do you think is worse? Fritzl, the man who kept his children in a basement in, what was it, Sweden? Austria, or Jerry Sandusky? Who's worse on the pedophile chain?
I don't know Jerry Sandusky's whole story.
Oh, well, that's true. Not all the information has come to light.
But the amount of story that I got is sufficient for me.
Yeah.
You know, I
think I've gathered enough evidence here to form a pretty good opinion on this man.
I think we're going to agree. Fritzl's the worst, Sandusky's the second worst, and Michael Jackson is the nicest.
Michael Jackson just didn't actually fuck the kids. He just had all the ingredients to be
I just feel like if you have all the ingredients, you make the cake. I mean, why don't you think he fucked the kids?
Because he literally just lived in a backwards land where he was trapped in a child's brain.
I'll tell you why he didn't fuck the kids.
Okay.
Michael Jackson would never do anything to cause a child harm or make them upset.
I really believe that.
Never do that.
I really believe.
I mean, and I think that's why.
Yeah,
he never fucked the kids.
He just had a very skewed reality. He had just a very skewed idea of like what was
appropriate content.
Just sort of. Yeah.
Michael was also sort of sexually abused as a kid, right? Or was that just physically abused?
Yeah.
They were just forced to be in a band by the time he was 2.
That's the worst kind of sexual abuse you could ever imagine.
I mean, I was on baseball.
Okay,
see,
Victor,
buddy.
We'll see you at the round table.
I was on a baseball team when I was 7, but and I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, but I mean, you weren't in the middle of a huge. You weren't going on the Ed Sullivan show, for Christ's sake.
I wasn't. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
if I was
you think Michael had a better life than you as a kid because you had to play baseball and
Look
he had to go
at my
perform?
life now. When he was 28 years old, he just did fucking bad. His life was amazing.
Yeah,
he made his life go bad. He did it to him. He went crazy. If I had the money, man, whoo! I'd be doing.
You are going crazy. You're going crazy and you're poor.
If I had his amount of resources, I would build a teddy bear room.
Oh my
but
God.
Not for children.
For who?
For us.
That would be fun.
We'd all just hang out.
I would
Just
rub
hang
all
out
over
with
him.
Can I have one that has a tuxedo?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
No, absolutely. We'll just fucking around, fucking smoke blunts, sit in the teddy bear room, fucking drinking Kool-Aid, just eating cereal.
You were just a mix between Jim Jones, Sandusky, and Michael Jackson.
I'm not. I don't like.
You're like a turducken of pedophiles.
I don't like kids. I like old women.
You're into the elderly?
Oh, the elderly. Yeah.
No, you're not.
The opposite. Yeah. I want to see.
Has anybody ever looked at that mature porn?
It is.
It's weird, right?
Yeah, one of my favorite.
I mean, socially,
it's weird.
I'm saying this. Socially, it's more acceptable to fuck an elderly lady, but I would say the judgmental eyes are in a similar vein of fucking a super young one. If you look at somebody who is 18, if you look at someone who's like 20 years old dating a 7-year-old woman, Harold Maude style, that is equally shamed upon. It's not technically illegal, but I think people are like, it's mildly disgusting.
You know why? Because it is mildly disgusting.
Yeah,
it is absolutely fucking disgusting. Can you imagine your grandmother, your 20-year-old man, you looking at your grandmother, and the only thing you're like, oh, I want to eat that pussy.
Yeah, I mean, people do it. Did
disgusting.
Ed Gein wanted to fuck? Did Ed Gein unbury his grandmother and try to fuck her parts?
He did. He fucked his mother. He had his mother. But Ed Gein had a list of problems. He had, that was number 7.
Ed
that was
Gein-
like number 7 of issues.
Who you taking, Ed Gein or Jerry Sandusky?
Ed
Who's
Gein.
worse? Ed Gein's worse than Jerry Sandusky.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say Jerry Sandusky.
Only because Jerry Sandusky was a public face and created an entire system. He basically created a kid butt farm for himself and picked the one that he liked the most, and he made it completely legal and cool.
Yeah.
And then he managed to using football and weird masculinity, somehow getting everyone to fucking cover for him because it made them loyal, and football is somehow also involved, which is insane.
Yeah.
a lot of football.
I mean, listen, I like
football, it's just of all the things, so it's I just also think, Lawrence Taylor beats a woman half to death on crack, blah, blah, blah. That's a football crime.
That is a football crime.
That's a football crime that I'm just they're animals.
He also had sex with a 14-year-old prostitute.
He didn't, but he thought that she was 17.
Yeah. Let bygones be bygones.
Are you like a Louis Armstrong?
I do have an Armstrong type quality. I will say, though, if you can get out of some conditioning drills at the end of these football practices, all you got to do is go blow Sandusky. I mean, it's not the worst. I mean, I'd rather be, not winded. Then again, maybe I just do some good.
You would
maybe I'll
rather
just try
be
to get in
molested
shape.
than exercise, of course.
Yeah.
That's just the truth. You'd rather.
Yeah.
I'd rather be nailed to a fucking cross than exercise.
I mean, that's the thing. He wasn't.
Because, there requires no physical activity to be molested. You can just hang out.
Yeah, it depends how boring you are in bed, I guess. But the thing is, he wasn't going after the star quarterback. He was going after the frumpy kid that, pulled him aside. He wasn't going to say anything. Oh, totally. Yeah, because he was going after the poorest of the poor who had broken families and homes and stuff like that, which is the classic pedophile recipe.
To be honest, though, I
But
feel
it's the
like
same thing that
kids
Michael
from the
Jackson
streets,
did.
But I feel like kids in the streets are harder to molest.
No,
they should have more fight. No.
They're a little smarter.
Well, I don't know.
Because they've been down that it ain't their first rodeo.
What I wish that I wish we
Why
would
do you
find
think
out
they're
about
on the streets in the first place?
I wish they weren't on the streets. He didn't pick them up on the corner or something like that and be like, "Hey, you want to play football?" No, I mean they had parents. They had a whole life going for themselves.
This whole thing wrapped up in your brain.
I'm just saying.
You think about this a lot. You think about it every day.
It's been all over the news. I have nightmares about him.
I just think there would have been a lot more honor there if he had just used those children instead of molesting them. Have turned them into a sort of team of pickpockets.
Yeah,
I think that would have been fine.
Well, now it begs the argument, and there's a whole sociological study behind it. If child porn was legal, would molesters molest as much? I am of the mind that they would. Because this is true.
Who are the kids that are being chosen to have sex? Do you mean to say that there are kids out there that want it? The kids out there that want to be little fucking kid porn stars?
Podcast 22, Ben.
There was a recent. I know it's all disgusting. There was a recent fella though that we talked about on the last Give Me a Little Kiss on News one about he fucked a little baby from 1 year old up until she was 4 years old.
We had a big fight about that.
Yeah,
and then the cop said you fucked a 4-year-old. He's like, yeah, 4 going on 40. And then he just went on this huge diatribe about how she was a temptress and how she teased him.
I know, but it's because they're mentally ill. It's
Yes.
because they are entirely fucked. They are useless in society. They need to be chemically castrated. They need to be put to work building our highways. They need to have a remote control fucking thing put in their fucking brain and make them work zombies. Every pedophile, you can't fix a pedophile, no matter what it is.
No,
cut off their fucking dick and balls, make them a fucking slave. Lobotomize them. This is why I really believe this.
This is utterly take care of them.
Lobotomize them and put them to work.
Can't we just
make
make the
them
human
robots.
centipede? Can't we just do them?
Give them a gun, put a fucking program in their brain that teaches them to fight, and send them after Al Qaeda in the fucking mountains of Afghanistan.
I'm thinking you just send them into the mines.
Into the mine. Send them anywhere. Fucking ship them to someplace. Ship them to South America to die in the fucking desert.
I'm thinking pedo mines.
They should
I just feel like that's so much harder than just shooting them in the head.
That's what I'm. But if we want,
Well,
we
we got to
put
be
them to
humane.
use.
Yeah, all right. They got to die on their own.
You give all of them AIDS, and then you work on how to cure them of AIDS.
Yeah, they replaced the chimps because we're about to stop experimenting on chimps.
Are we?
Why?
You know, we're one of only 2 countries who still experiment on chimps.
Chimps are like us, but they can't speak.
They talk. I don't think we need to experiment on chimps.
That's the thing.
though.
I really think that we'll start teaching these chimps how to speak the more we give them AIDS and cancer.
I mean, this is an argument for job creation. The chimps are taking all of our experimental jobs. When I was in college, I'd get shot up a couple of times, break out into hive. but I had $50 in my pocket.
I think of all the podcasts I've ever done, this is the one my father would listen to and like the most.
Yeah. I thought you made some good points there, Henry. Funny stuff. I don't know, man. Pedophiles just don't seem to be going away, though.
Pedophiles versus chimps in a fucking steel octagon.
In 3D.
You take two pedophiles, tie them back to back,
Right.
versus a gorilla with knives taped to its hands. Right?
Really, though, in the world of fairness, it doesn't seem like the pedophiles have much of a chance.
Absolutely, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, the gorillas just fucking, you stick up, back-to-back pedophiles, you stick a bunch of fucking bananas between their backs, right? you show the gorilla the bananas are between their backs, and he'd be like, gotta get them apart, Blinky.
Yeah.
Blinky goes and just fucking stabs these pedophiles to death. I have no mercy for pedophiles. They cannot be fixed. Fucking off them.
All right. I mean, that's the end of the conversation, and I guess that could be the end of the show.
I think so.
Because, what was that, 8 minutes?
Period.
They should be dead. How long did we manage to talk about pedophiles?
25 minutes.
25 minutes?
We got
You don't
another
wanna
10 minutes to fill.
We can technically talk more.
Yeah, we could. I mean,
We can.
He puts a definitive stamp on these things.
I think it's strange that we've been talking this whole time about pedophiles. Not a single mention of John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah.
Now, John Wayne Gacy wasn't a pedophile, though.
he was a pedophile, but mostly he was just a secret gay.
Yeah.
He was a secret
He
gay.
never fucked a kid.
Yeah, they were all kids. They were all 15.
Yeah.
Oh, they were?
Yeah.
I always thought that he went for more young adults. I thought he was
No,
more
they are
contemporary.
technically young adults. They're like 15, 16. They were working for his construction company. But the whole thing was, that was the whole thing. He straightened up front. He basically made this construction company so that he could get young men and fuck them. But I don't think that that was a kid thing. I think that was a gay thing. And he chose younger guys
younger
because,
men.
well, you don't even know if you like younger men. I think they're just easier to get.
Yeah.
I think
Dumb.
that, like, if you're there's a big gap between 18 and 15 physically. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
because that's the thing. No one goes after, like, we're not, like, thankfully, it's like, we're not a serial killer's demographic.
I
You know
don't
what I
know.
mean?
Well, this is why. No, you're
Not really. No, because you can fight. They
This
want to
is
get
why.
out
That is
someone
true.
that they can fight.
I agree.
They
This
do.
is why if I was a serial killer, and if there's anybody aspiring out there, go after 25 to 35-year-old white straight males. It's
Not comedians,
It's a demographic. Not comedians.
Go
No,
for
we
graphic
make-
designers.
They love our show. Yeah, do graphic designers. I'm sorry, Dave. You're going to die.
Too many of them.
Yeah.
We need to thin out the herd a little bit. But Dave can fight.
Dave can fight. He'll be fine.
Dave's a tough guy. He'll be fine. Plus, he's actually talented.
What about this? Guy's a rapist ninja, right? Rapist martial arts expert goes after, the only thing he goes after is 20-year-old men, and he just, like, beats them in submission hold, then jerks them off.
I mean, that's kind of nice. That's kind of nice.
Oh, man, I'm conflicted.
I know. It leads to some questions that I don't want to have answered. The thing is,
He jumped on top of a tree branch.
Yes.
And he hovered there for a second, and then he molested me.
Next thing I know, I just had the weirdest, greatest time.
Bullet time molester.
Bullet time. I love you. I want to do, if you're out there, though, I think it would be kind of a fun serial killer. I was talking about it last night, to come out with a big sword and stab everybody in the back, and then you'd be Backstabber the serial killer. It'd be like Backstabber strikes again, something like that.
I think your name has to start with B, because then you be Backstabber Ben, and that's great.
Oh, it can't be me. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
I've talked about it too much.
Yeah, Backstabber Ben Kissel. That sounds great.
Backstabber Ben Kissel strikes back.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
like,
right. They're going to call me, Henry Acid-Filled Super Soaker Zabrowski.
That's a great one. Oh my goodness.
Mine's going to be Marcus. Stab!
Oh
Stab!
my God, Jesus Christ.
That is a good
Can we
enthusiatic
get
nickname.
back? I did. We
I
gotta
like
get back to talking
nicknames that
about
involve
pedophiles.
4 exclamation points.
Right. The Post is going to have a real field day with that. Marcus, stab. He only stabbed him 5 times, Parks. Yeah. Never more, never less. Only 5. I mean, you could kill a man in 5 stabs pretty much every single
Kill a man
time.
in 1 stab.
Well, yeah, from
Neck.
the back stabber.
Yeah, neck.
Yeah, you got to use what I say is use a medieval mace. Oh. Yeah, like in medieval times.
Yeah.
Ooh, what's a? Oh, yeah, like a mace.
mace.
That's a good. We don't see too many of that anymore, too. Serial killers in full costume, like Zodiac. Zodiac used to walk around in a full costume.
What was his costume?
He used to wear a hood on his head and a big sheet over him with the Zodiac symbol on it.
Well, that's ridiculous.
He was like a super villain.
Seemed easy
But-
to find him.
Guy medieval times goes insane. Wearing his full costume, killing people, the night murderer.
I love it.
Murderer night.
Only murders during the day.
Yeah, you
Night
call them Black
murderer
Knight.
You can call him the Knight Stalker.
Yeah,
I like
that.
it.
Yeah, you like it.
I suppose so. You don't see pedophiles wear it on their sleeves the way you see serial killers doing it.
No.
There's no pedophiles that really tease the cops. You know, like, you're never going to catch me, coppers. I'll keep on touching peepees for as long as I live.
Keep diddling. They call him the Diddler.
The Diddler's a terrifying name. This is really.
There's a problem is
dumpy
that-
Riddler.
Because they're just not, they're not showboats.
I will say, the conversation I was having at the Village Poorhouse with this fella, his friend apparently grew up right next door to Jerry Sandusky. This is why we started talking about it. And so he used to go over to his house, and they all used to call him Uncle Jerry. Oh. And anytime the moniker Uncle is placed in front of someone who is not your actual uncle, that's a
He's
pedophile.
molested
Yeah,
somebody.
it's definitely a
The same
pedophile.
thing happened. Yeah, we had an uncle, quote unquote, that was molesting his kids. And
Get out of here!
Yeah.
When you were growing up?
Yeah, he
And
didn't
you
molest
knew it?
us.
No.
No one. I was fat.
Yeah, you don't like a little popcorn butt. Take it out of here.
No one wanted to molest me.
So you knew him, and now he's in prison for molesting his own kids?
I don't know if he went to prison. I think he shook it. Yeah,
Whoa.
because he was. I think he was. I seem to remember him being a firefighter.
Interesting.
America's superheroes.
America's superheroes. See, the fun thing about that is that there are just two classes of people who work for our criminal justice program system here in New York, and they're like people who really want to do it and people who kind of use it to help them hide
Yeah, absolutely.
their many serious crimes.
Sandusky's latest victim is coming out now, and it's actually a grandson. Apparently, he had a whole series of adopted kids. They didn't actually have. He probably never fucked his wife. I mean, why would he? He certainly has no taste for her.
No.
And now he's a 5-year-old grandson, and that his adopted son's wife called the police, and she's accusing him of fucking her 5-year-old grandson now.
Hey, man.
So that's. I mean, people that what? Okay. This conversation is disgusting. Is it worse to fuck a member of your family or a stranger?
Member of your family's
Family,
worse.
It's worse,
family,
right?
yeah.
That's why Fritzl's number one.
That's why Fritzl, yeah, if you want to go, if there's a Hall of Fame of just being fucked up,
Right.
yeah, he's number one.
Yeah.
He's the Bo Jackson
Yeah, I guess it is far more.
of fucking your family.
He is. Bo knows how to fuck his kids.
Double threat. Both baseball and football. But boys and girls.
God, man.
Anyway, well, I'm disgusted.
Yeah.
I feel pretty disgusted.
I don't
now.
feel good. I don't feel like, because normally we come in with some information.
Yeah.
And we, like,
I mean,
talk
we
about
had
things.
information.
Yeah, we had
We
a
did
bit.
have too many facts that we knew by heart. If you could see into here right now, we don't have computers open in front of us.
we don't.
We just know the
I've got a
information.
computer open in front of me, but I didn't have to look up any
No,
of
you're
that
on
stuff.
Facebook.
It's just all over the place.
I'm on
though.
Facebook with my new friends.
Oh yeah,
My new little friends.
Oh, was it? Is it just? Is it Timmy and Jimmy? They're my friends too. Hey,
Boom! I've just shot my fucking face off. Are you kidding me, guys? That is disgusting.
Boom goes the dynamite.
All right.
Oh wait! I'm getting a call. I think it's from Uncle Jerry. I forgot. He invited me over. We're gonna play Skyrim for the next 2 days. He said he's not
Don't
gonna
drink
molest
the Diet
me.
Pepsi. They spit in the Diet Pepsi. Don't drink it. All right. Well, I guess this has been last podcast on the left.
I think we've all learned something. I think we shared and feel good. Write in if you've been molested.
Oh,
you know?
please. Yeah.
CaveComedyRadio.com. CaveComedyRadio@gmail.com.
Yeah.
If you'd like to share your butt stories.
If you'd love for us to read the
stories.
stories of how you were molested on the air, I guess that's a great idea.
Please leave us your full name, social security number, home address, and mother's maiden name.
How about this? We'll offer a new service like we offered a bus ghost. So that's still open. If you have a haunted house and you'd like us to come and attack the ghost, we can. If you have a molester in your life that you want us to murder, email us.
CaveComedyRadio@gmail.com.
It's going to be one hell of a death. He was stabbed 5 times, once in the back, and then acid on his face. I don't know what's going on. Seems like a trifecta.
Parks.
I love it. All right, this has been last podcast on the left.
Magustalations.
Megustalation.
You've just been kissed. That's my new catchphrase.
That'd give me a little kiss.
I wrote it for him.
You've just been kissed. You just got kissed. Yeah. Well, that's kind of a creepy one for the end of this.
Yeah.
Well. All right.
Don't get molested.
Stay aware. Stay awake. Never fall asleep.